Everyone, this is David. It's a quick hit. It's a Wednesday afternoon. It is a quick hit. Let me just tell you, can we just start with the fact that, oh my God, the Vanderpump Rules finale. What did you guys think? I seriously thought this was a great hour of freaking TV. I mean, no real surprises. I mean, I know Schwartz at the end called it a plot twist, but no real surprises. I mean, we've seen forever that, the whole season that this was the redemption arc of Sandoval, so to speak. But oh my God, let's go through this really quickly. I thought it was a great hour of TV. Vanderpump Rules in the Valley, man, they're really doing it for me. They're really doing it for me. We had minor issues with Vanderpump in the middle. It got a little boring at times, but I think it was a great season overall. We're going to get into the fact you guys are not happy with Lala Kent, and we're going to talk about where do we go from here. But so we have the finale. I think it is, where everyone's going up to San Francisco for Scheana's Good as Gold. And if we have time, we're going to talk about Stassi and Katie, some things that are going on. Everyone goes up to San Francisco for Scheana's premiere of Good as Gold. We meet Dan, Ariana's guy, on camera. Lala grills him. Everyone's fine with Dan. He's a nice guy. We get it. I mean, Brock steps up and is starting to put in Scheana's ear, Sandoval's the one who always shows up for you, and Ariana is just invited and she never shows up. And Scheana's like, you're right. Yes, the fourth wall was broken. Everyone seems to be talking about that. I love when a fourth wall is broken. I mean, that is the problem with all these shows. I mean, we're learning in this finale. Lala says it. Scheana keeps saying it. Like, is Tom flying up? Tom flies up his sound guy. And then there's a question. Are you flying up your sound guy to, help me because you're a good friend? Or are you flying up your sound guy because we're on camera and you want your real redemption arc season to close out? Mind you, producers could also be in Tom's ear saying, we're going to fly up the sound guy so you can have a great redemption season. The point is, look, we all know this, right? But there's so much talk about off air and what are you doing on air and what are you doing off air? It's all these shows are just so, they're not real, and that's okay. That's okay. I just think people get so riled up, and Team Teresa, Melissa, now you guys hate the Fudas, and now you're hating Lala, and we're going to cover Jersey on Patreon this weekend. But I mean, man, so, we learned that the cast, a lot of the cast is probably not as happy with Ariana as they're letting on camera. That Tom does show up as a friend, although Scheana's questioning that about whether that's for the camera. And, a lot of people have issues with Ariana, but they won't say it on air, which really goes back to what we're leading to with Lala coming at Ariana, but we're not even there yet. So then we learn, I mean, this scene after Scheana performs, and yes, Tom is setting this up and he seems like a good guy. When it comes then to a couple of scenes stick out to me. Scheana speaking to Ariana. I mean, it is the same old thing. I mean, she is struggling. Look, I really, truly understand. And I see both sides of it. Everyone is on Ariana's side, all of you, of course. Well, not all of you. But, I understand. And I think everyone has the right, like Ariana, to say, this person is dead to me. I mean, she's just standing there while Scheana's trying to explain. Scheana, girl, you've already explained this in prior. I'm still losing my voice, guys, but I feel great. But my voice is gone. Scheana, like, you've explained this so many times in prior episodes, rationalizing that you are letting Tom back in. You see a crack. Ariana is just not having it. And I get it. She's like, this is my ex-boyfriend. I don't have to do anything. I'm owning it. Look, I really love a group of people who just own it, whether they're acting one way or another, where they're like, this is not good for me. That is really the goal of life. That's the goal of life. I'm telling you, I would love to just have a self-help podcast and just talk about all these quotes that I love and I use all the time, but that's not this podcast. But it is true that, when someone invites you somewhere, I just don't want to go is a great answer. Like, I love when people, and that's really like the real world. So I love when Ariana is like, I don't have to do anything. Like, this is my ex-boyfriend. It's not good for me. It's not right for me. And he'll never be open. I understand what Scheana's doing though, too. I mean, she has gone through a lot because this was a friend of hers for 15 years. And Ariana, if you're a good friend to Scheana, wouldn't you at least understand? See, that's where I don't really understand. Like, I think Ariana should be more understanding to Scheana, not forgive Tom, not let Tom back in your life. But if you step outside of yourself for a minute, just understand what your friend, because this is a good friend of yours, Scheana is going through. Now, I understand you hate Tom, and I understand you're not going to applaud this for Scheana, but don't you? And I saw online a lot of things where people are like, your girlfriend stand by you when your ex is a scumbag and cheats on you. Period. The end. I mean, I think that's true, except for when you were really good friends with a guy that cheated before you even came into the group or I even knew you existed. So that's my only thing. Like, I think I agree because there are these memes going around. You stand by your girlfriends no matter what. And it's showing Katie and Scheana and Lala. And they have like X's through Sheena's face and X's through Lala's face. And Katie's the only one that stood by Ariana this whole time. I understand that you stand by your girl when your guy is a dog, but it's different when it's a friend group and you're friends with both of them. So I don't know if that really applies. I completely understand what Ariana is saying, but I think, if you could put yourself in someone else's shoes every single time, I think there'd be less hate in the world. I think there'd be less online bullying. I think there'd be less online trolling. And I think the world would be a better place. You may not okay and pat Scheana on the back for going and being friends with Tom, but can't you understand that? Like, can't you understand what she is going through that she is so torn? Anyway, we spent enough time on that because this is just a quick hit. But there is that. Then, I mean, producers, sure. But this whole thing where Tom goes up to Ariana and Dan, and I mean, I'm like, are we actually watching this? I was screaming at the TV. See, y'all think I'm over everything on Bravo. These are the good old days. Remember when we used to love everything and there was a chunky knit sweater and there was Jackson, Stassi, and Stassi punched Kristen. And, those were the good old days. Not even a Vanderpump Rules, just a Bravo. So is this really happening? Sandoval goes up to Ariana and Dan, and oh my God, he's like, I heard you're a great guy. Best of luck. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Props to Dan for handling this well and being like, great, thanks, thank you. So such a good scene. Then we get to the scene with Lala, where we've seen it all season. It's not edited any certain way. And Lala basically says, sorry, I'm truly losing my voice. Lala is basically now saying that, never has she seen someone cheat and become God. Never has she seen someone cheated on and become God. She refers to the fact that Ariana thinks she's Beyonce. And you guys have all come for Lala, and Lala is basically saying that, first of all, you all agree with me off camera. Apparently, all season, people have had issues with the way Ariana is acting on camera. And Lala is upset. And apparently, the whole cast has been upset because Ariana is making tons of money all over the world, all over the place. Ariana's making tons of money, Chicago and now Love Island or Love is Blind, blah, blah, blah. And basically, they're just going for their bag. And the main crux of their bag, although I think Give Them Lala is a real brand, the main crux of their bag is on air Vanderpump Rules. So they're basically saying, you're the star of the show and you're making all this money everywhere else. And you not wanting to film with Tom long term is jeopardizing us on the show, and it's jeopardizing the show, and it's jeopardizing our livelihood. So while you go and make $3 million